face, but don't mess with us. Trust that I speak out in hopes to be out. And I ain't trying to catch the bus. Blood tainted this so-called vaccine. They got infecting us, but
Yeah, no doubt. That's good. Got to make sure everything's right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Wingate World Experience Podcast. I am your host, Byram, and we just want to say a hello and salutations and good afternoon and good morning to everybody that's around the world that's either waking up or going to sleep or settling down, or if you're working out. We appreciate you lending your ear. First things first. Oh, by the way, that song we were just listening to was Green Juice, featuring Pharrell Williams and the Neptunes. I think that is something a lot of us, our listeners, will identify with. A nice green juice on the wake up or on the lay down, however you prefer it. But that's a super hard track. It just came out. Shout out to ASAP Ferg.
Get your greens in.
Absolutely. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. Shout out to ASAP Yams, Rocky, the whole crew, that whole Harlem crew, man. You know what it is. King Nigel, what up? What up?
What it do? You already know. Peace, love, and light.
No doubt.
You already. Happy New Year.
Is it? What are you talking about?
Yeah, laughing there.
I was wrong. I was like, hold up, man. I know something just passed, but I don't think it's New Year's. It might be New Year's somewhere. I don't know, man.
Shit. New Year's is New Year's is celebrated in September. So actually, September 11th for some in some cultures.
Really?
And yeah, that's around the same time the Jewish people celebrate their New Year.
Interesting. I know
around
they're
the same time.
Celebrating right now. They're playing a lot of music.
Yeah. So
around the way, Brooklyn side.
yeah.
Okay, cool. That was so. I didn't know that. Just want to send a shout out to our new hosts that we've recently added. You know, we're all about elevating and progressing here at the podcast. Powerful James, man, representing the I Am Power brand and crew. Highland Park representative, now a veteran of this calisthenics culture and community. Still very young, but at the same time very learned, as they used to say back in the day. And welcome, bro. Thank you for taking your time out.
Yeah, always. Anything for the culture.
For sure, man. I think I feel like, you know, you have a certain spirit about you that's a little bit different, eclectic even, some might say. And you have the vision, though. And I think for your future, for me, I just feel like it might be beyond the park. You may be some media guy, representative for sure, an ambassador of calisthenics in New York City. So we appreciate Powerful James. If we were in the basement of Brooklyn, that's when Dr. Dre would have put up some applause. But it's okay. We got big homie Engineer John in the background. So thank you so much for being here and holding us down here at the amazing Lounge Studios in Manhattan, New York.
Yeah, it's a nice studio.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. You know, and this is just what we want to provide for, you know, the people that are out there. You know, that's part of the culture. Like we always say, it's you guys deserve it, especially you guys who are really physically putting your bodies on the line. You know, let's give them a platform more than, and like I said, there's no shot at nobody. A little bit more than just Instagram. A little bit more than just, you know, Twitter or something like that, or a little 30 minutes. That's cool and very nice as well, but, you know, let's celebrate our athletes a little bit more. Also, the special guest we have for tonight, Next Level Nex.
You're one and you're only in the building.
No doubt, man. Welcome. This is a new experience, and like I told you before, this is what it was all about when we first created the podcast. We may have said it before, but it's bridging the gap between different avenues of calisthenics. I look at calisthenics like a hive, and there's different, you know, cracks and different little spaces that you can never, you just got to find it. You know, it's not just one way. So we got James here, who we was talking represents more of the rep side of the game, of the culture or community. And then you have you, who is, what is it? What is it called?
More of the freestyle.
Freestyle, the flow, right?
Freestyle. Any style goes,
Yeah.
including reps.
Is that the new wave of calisthenic athletes? Is that the new evolution coming from what you would say like reps and sets, which
Oh.
is the standard per se?
Yeah, I feel like that's like a very big new wave. Like people want to see a lot of movement. They
Right.
want to see something different. So the explosiveness of freestyle is gonna catch everyone's eyes.
Right. Okay. So is that one of the reasons why you started was to be flashy? Well, first of all, forget the rest. We already know that you do this on the bars. All right. So like I was telling you when we was talking, I was looking at your IG and I was like, yo, I went back sometime before the locks, before everything, and I'm like, yo, this dude's floor game is crazy. Like you was doing some handstand spins into a side spinning somersault something. So I was like, yo, you got some Brazilian mixed with some capoeira. Is it capoeira? I don't know.
Tricky.
Capoeira.
Yeah. Where did this come from? Like, where did you get this talent to be able to do all this gymnastic looking stuff, man?
Okay, so it goes back to 2014
Okay.
when I met a friend from my high school. We're all meeting friends from high school that are getting us into crazy action sports. It's like a common story, right? Really amazing. And he told me that he trained parkour.
Okay.
I was like, what is that? And he showed me like a muscle up. That's like a foreshadowing of calisthenics in the future. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he showed me a side flip, and I was like,
A side flip? What is a side flip with that little cartwheel looking side?
it's like when you jump off of your feet, you throw your arms over it, and you kind of like tuck into the air.
Yeah. That's what I saw you do. Yeah.
It's kind of like a blue pill, red pill kind of scenario. He just showed me a muscle up and a side flip, and I'm like, okay, I want to learn the side flip.
Right.
So I was just there throwing myself until I learned it off of a gate. I don't know why the first place I went was a gate, and I didn't have any fear of it either.
Wow.
And
You
then-
know, this is so funny because Starboy, and I know you know Starboy, friend of the show, shout out to him, but he was saying that you just got to go for it.
Yes.
Is this just something that you guys have in your brain that is different than everybody else to be able to accomplish wonders? Like, you know what I mean? It's unique.
Yeah.
And that's why y'all can do what y'all do. Because I was like, yo, you could literally be like a, what do you call those stunt people that go to the movies and they do like
Stunt double.
Stunt double? It looks like that's what you do, like for like Star Wars or something crazy. Like, have you
gonna have
done?
Millions.
It's gonna happen
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I'm sure they can do that. That'll be that's a good transition for
For the
a lot
flowers.
of these
Oh,
for a lot of these
freestylers?
freestylers.
And also, that's another thing. I actually have done a couple stunt jobs that
Really?
came like from doing parkour,
Really?
like in Manhattan, in Bermuda, all over. Like that was my parkour life.
Okay.
So that skill set basically took me into doing some stunts, and I transitioned over to pretty much everything. That's why the word free, if you guys notice, is free running, freestyle,
Mhm.
calisthenics, freestyle, whatever. It's the concept that you're not tied to any one thing, but you can also be a part of anything. So if you want to stop doing dynamic things and you want to do strength things, you're not considered someone who's just a part of this one side anymore. You're always able to go back. It's like you're basically water. Flow. I represent flow.
I was just about
That's
to say
that Bruce Lee.
Just like, I was just
Wow.
about to say that. You can adapt at any level.
That's what makes me Nexus, right? Anytime someone thinks that they're gonna paint me a certain way on a canvas, I'll show them that I can jump right onto another canvas and paint my own picture right there. I feel like I'm just transcending different sports at the moment.
Unlimited, baby. I love it, man. That's what it's all about. That's the new evolution of the game, not being stuck in one traditional facet of calisthenics. I think a lot of, I won't say a lot. I don't know that. I'm just talking. But it
Can I
could
add
be.
on to that?
Go ahead.
I think you know what it is too. What messes up calisthenics is fitness, the education and like what you call it, like usually when you talk about fitness, like a lot of people they ask me that don't know so much about calisthenics, and they ask me questions that's very valid, like, oh, when you train this or when you do muscle ups or handstand, what muscle that works on? You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, bro, like yeah, it's great. Like when you work out, of course you want to look good and stuff. But when I hit these pull-ups, when I do these push-ups or these dips, I don't care what muscle's gonna look like what. I want to
Facts,
this
facts.
number, and I want to feel strong. And if you can't get that concept, maybe calisthenics ain't for you.
Right.
If you want to grow your tricep, go to the gym. You want to grow your bicep alone, go lift some weights, go do that, and that's what's up. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of times in fitness, because the traditional way, quotes if you can't see, the traditional way.
No, they see you.
Okay, so the traditional way in fitness is you go to the gym, you lift, and you get that muscle, and they simplify everything. And if they can't simplify it for like, I do this for a goal, then they don't understand what it is. But a lot of times in calisthenics is also very free. And in that manner, it's not only like a specific purpose. A lot of times it's multi-purpose while we train. We train for, to help our stress, our mental, and we train to get our bodies looking good, and we also train to feel strong and to feel that burn. So that's why with calisthenics, when there's people who like me, very boring, I'm very boring when I train. I don't even switch the grip. Like Joe, you know G.I. Joe, my brother. Maybe you know G.I. Joe?
Never heard of him, but
Okay. So my
They put
brother,
in work, right?
one of my brothers, when we was training the other day, he's like, yo, switch the grip. I'm like,
Oh, he was
nah.
outside? Shout out to Joe.
We was in the gym. We was in the gym. He took
Oh,
me
that's
to the
what's
gym.
up. Okay.
And like I just like stay everything based. I'm very boring. Like I do the same shit. I don't switch no grip, nothing. That's just me. But then there's also freestyle, and then there's also different grips and different kinds of weird exercises like handle. But it's all connected. We don't have to separate that. That's all calisthenics. But because of fitness, not calisthenics, because of fitness, and a lot of people just carrying that mindset of separating everything, it tends to linger on to calisthenics, and that's where there's so much confusion, like, oh, what's that and what's that? It's all the same. It's just calisthenics. As body weight training, we have our body weight, that's calisthenics. And using your body weight for multiple reps and for this and that, that's calisthenics. There's nothing hard about it. It's very simple.
Next, I got a question though. To your point, where you were speaking about that, does the freestyle translate to reps and vice versa?
yes, okay, so freestyle, it pretty much translates to any and everything because reps, it's like a prerequisite to anything. Like reps, 360s. Now, you can say that to someone and they're like, what do you mean?
How does
A
it?
repetition is just repeating the same action. So if you want to learn a 360, you're going to have to rep it out. It doesn't necessarily mean you're repping a specific exercise, but you're just repeating. Now, a lot of people, when they do like reps and push-ups and all that, the thing about that and freestyle, right? A lot of people, they say, okay, I'm getting muscle from doing reps, but
Right.
I don't feel like I'm getting muscle from doing freestyle, etc. because a lot of the freestyle guys are skinny.
Right.
When I started off doing freestyle, I trained on a very thick bar, and all I did was 360s, front flips, all the crazy stuff.
How did you get to that though? Like your first 360.
My first 360, okay, so started out when I was free running, and in Coney Island, it was a bar meetup where I saw guys like Buddha.
Is that Cinder Block?
Yes.
That crew?
Yes.
Okay, shout the shark. Yeah.
Cinder Block,
Yeah.
shout out
Yeah.
Buddha, all those other guys, right? They were doing a little bit of freestyle. I had put matting under the Coney Island bar, right? Where my own mat there, and I was doing flips.
What year was this?
This was about 2017. So I'm doing flips, and Cinder Block's like, what are you doing? What are you putting under the bar, right? And I was like, just watch this. I'd show them like a flyaway.
What's a
And
flyaway?
it's a trick where you're doing a backswing to a forward swing, and you're doing a backflip, but you're going forward. So
Okay, I see it. I see
gaining
it.
off of your arms. So
That's crazy.
flyaway. These guys are doing 360s, and as a free runner, bars are like a high tier skill. Not a lot of them do bars. So if you do bars, you're considered good. So this was, remember the foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
I could have chosen any.
Right.
So I get to bars. I see guys doing a 360. I'm like,
I wonder is that the same time Spliff was doing the 360 and stood on top of the bar? I wonder if that was it.
A 360 and land on the, like, you take, what? Wait, hold on.
No,
You
real
saying
talk.
from the bottom of
No,
the
go ahead. Now, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Alright, so I saw them doing the 360. I watched like 1,000,000 times. And I went over and I asked, like, how do you guys do that? And Fitness Buddha, shout out to my bro Buddha, he was showing me how to do the 360. And I kept trying it. I had like
But you have the muscle up already. Ben had that.
I wasn't even on the bar, like muscle up.
So
and
you
all
went
that.
straight to 360s.
Just straight to 360s. Because in tricking, when you're doing like, this is what I mean about translatable skills as well. I learned how to do a backflip, full twist.
You've
aerial half.
been doing this stuff.
Just completely spinning on the ground.
Well, what he said he was a freestyle runner, so the transition.
From that point, you transitioned. So you already were an expert, sort of like in
At
this field.
spinning and all
So
that.
now this is a You did say this is the translation into.
Yep.
Okay, I got
Exactly.
it. I got it.
So let's say you can do a backflip 360, right? You're inverted. A swing 360 is different in that it requires a certain amount of strength. When you're doing free running, you're doing dismounts, and wherever you land, as long as you land on your feet, you're good. What got me into this now, like interested, was the accuracy standpoint of it and the strength. To do a 360, you have to have stability in your shoulders, core, everything, and you have to have a good swing. Now the twisting part, I took that from my tricking. I already know how to spin. Spinning is universal in any sport you go to, whether it's trampoline, this freestyle trampoline, gymnastics, all that. So once I learned how to do a good swing from watching the guys, I basically turned into my first 360. And I got a little bit of taste of freestyle, but I wasn't quite into it at that point. So that was me learning my first 360, brushing up with some of the calisthenics guys, 2017, and going back to free running.
So you went into one chamber, hopped to another, then went back to your original chamber.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's some 36 chambers type deal right there. Like,
Yes.
oh man, that's so. Oh, that's ill. I like that. Yo, I had a question. So you could take all that swinging and spinning, and you can do 50 push-ups right now straight.
50 push-ups straight.
Let's do it right now.
50 push-ups straight.
No, you go. No, I believe you, because I always wondered. I'm always up when it comes to certain forms of calisthenics. I'm wondering what translates, because it's like, is it worth my time to do? You know what I mean? Because certain people have certain things, like when you're young, y'all age, y'all can try any and everything. When you still age 40, 50, you can start new things, but you got to be sure that's what you really want to do. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, should I try, like handstands? Like, handstands are always going to be there. I've never, ever mastered the handstand. I'm definitely afraid of it. Like, it's crazy.
Have you tried?
I've tried it. I spent a whole summer trying to get it. Like, I had people trying to tell me how to do it on turf, on grass, on concrete, and it's just like something about my equilibrium being off, upside down.
It's hard
just,
to.
I can't
Yeah,
do it.
that's the
There's a
word.
fear thing. There's a fear thing that's right
Word,
there.
word. They
So-
say it's hard to teach a old dog new tricks.
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah,
old hound dog. Old hound dog sitting on the porch.
yeah, because for facts. Because I seen some of these young folks just come through and like it's nothing. I'm like,
Incredible
what
thing,
the
right?
hell?
I told Nexus, like, if you go on Instagram and go on the Calisthenics Explore page, just go. It's almost an overload. You can't, it's always somebody doing something so stupid. Like, alright, you got it, fam. Like a spinning 360 on their thumb or something. Like, something crazy. Like, and it's like, where did this come from?
I
Like,
guess they go straight into it, like he said.
yeah.
It depends. Like, everyone who starts, they have their own individual story. Like, I feel like that's another thing that makes it special.
Right.
Because you said you have to just have it in you, right? But there's also always going to be something in the background that's going to put that into you. Like how you touched up before on people doing stuff for their mental and getting fit, etc. Mentality, it's like a big part.
Yeah.
Right right now what's trending is people doing calisthenics and all sorts of bodyweight movements to basically keep their mental 100% straight. A lot of people are depressed, etc., right? It's a good form of therapy. Now, if you add that into something crazy like freestyle, once you're seeing like all these crazy movements and people are being trained to do a lot of this stuff, their mind is set to like hard mode, because there's the basic things that you start with, but how do we get there? And there you gotta start somewhere in the middle, and that's when you ask yourself, right, what is it gonna take for me to take whatever skill that I have right now to the next level?